Hello internet, my name is Nebulous. Now, we've all watched our favourite pro players in those impossible clutch situations where they're completely outnumbered, but somehow, some way, they manage to pull it off and win the round for their team.
Down him, it's Yuna and Mab all alone outside, but Young all alone on his roster as he's gonna end up picking up 3 kills! Oh my god, what is that? Young, quad kill!
And I guarantee we've all sat there absolutely stunned at how they've managed to pull it off, thinking, how do they do that? How do they manage to pull off that kind of 1vx situation? There must be a way that I can learn that skill too. And luckily for you, you've come to the right place. Before we get any deeper though, if you're new to the channel, I do post new videos every few days, so if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and ring that notification bell. I also love covering your questions and suggestions, so if you have a video that you'd like to see from me, leave a comment down below. So diving into it, the most important thing to remember when you're in those 1 or 2vx situations is to not panic and to stay focused on your objective. Now, this may be something that's a lot easier said than done, I can appreciate that, especially for less experienced players, but luckily there's a lot you can do to keep calm and keep the round in your favour, even if you may be outnumbered, because we all know how often it is our Thermite or our Thatcher gets spawn peeked and you're immediately in a 4 or 3v5. The first thing to remember is don't forget your fundamentals and don't start cutting corners. When you're in a clutch situation, you need to make sure that you're playing to your absolute best of your ability, making sure that if you have drones to use that you're using them effectively in the best ways, making sure that you're using all of your utility to clear away the defender utility, like if you've got explosives like ash charges or frag grenades, make sure you're clearing away those evil eyes, those deployable shields, things like this. If you're last alive, droning for information on the defender locations isn't going to be super useful, and here's why. Because any information you get will be outdated by the time you actually manage to push wherever you've droned out. If you droned out a Jaeger sat in a corner, by the time you go to push that corner or push that room, that Jaeger can freely have completely moved out of the room. And as I always say, bad information is worse than no information. What you should be focusing on with your drones is, if you've got both of them up, keeping one on your flank. If you're going to be in one area for a period of time, say you're attacking Ventilation Workshop on border, and you're trying to do some soft destruction instead of armory, you should keep your drone around the 90 hallway, so that your teammates can watch your flanks for you, both up metal stairs and up E stairs into office. Likewise, if you're trying to push the bomb site, you should be droning for information on what kind of utility and setup the defenders have, what cameras are watching where you want to plant the bomb, what kind of shields have they got that are looking into the bomb site. Doing this can generally keep your drone more safe so you can get more value out of it throughout the round. But, and a big but at that, it doesn't matter if you play well whether you're alone or you've got a teammate alive. If you don't have a plan, a strategy, or even a basic idea of what you're trying to accomplish in the round, you're going to wind up not doing much of anything. This is obviously the case in a regular round as well, but it's even more important in a clutch scenario, because as I said before, you need to be extra vigilant about how you're using your utility, how you're playing with your drones, everything. And you need to make sure that you're playing as effectively as possible. So what do I mean by having a plan? To show this off, I've got a clip from my stream the other day where me and my friend were in a 2v3 situation attacking the Ventilation Workshop on border. Our hard breach had died early without opening any of the hatches, so it was just me as a nomad and a sledge left alive.
Yes, sir.
Did you kill Jaeger? No.
No. No, I did. Don't hurt your allies. Did one of my stray shots hit you or something?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I've got no hard breach though for sight.
No, it's fine. Like, we have the necessary means to plant here,
yeah.
I think.
I'm gonna drone sight.
No, he's in fucking...
Nice.
That was Mozzie.
Oh, Mozzie got my drone, fucking front door. Fuck's sake.
I can have the rotate, by the way, from here. But what I will not have is the main door. I can try, though.
Oh, the air jab my front door. I'm gonna jump in window.
Okay, I have a rotate.
I'm planting.
What the fuck was that?
So an important thing to note before we even get into the clutch situation is how I'm attacking this top floor with my friend Sledge here. I can clearly see that he's attacking through the armory wall, the armory door from CCTV side. So I know that I need to be pushing from the other side so that whoever's playing inside of Armory doesn't have a chance to escape. So we both recognise that we had no hard breacher. Our Harbana had just died and she hasn't opened any of the hatches. So what do we do? Okay, well we've got top floor control. So we've got some map control to plant the bomb, which is what we're going to try and do. So I know that my friend Sledge is going to be staying top floor in order to do vertical destruction. So what do? I air jab his armory door, so that I know he'll be safe on his flank. This then allows him to pretty safely do vertical destruction by himself without having anyone watch his flank. The next thing I do is I start to drone out the bomb site to look for the final defender. Unfortunately, my drone gets taken, but in the meantime, Sledge has killed one of the defenders, so now it's a 2v1 situation. Essentially, when I go in to plant the bomb, it's going to be a 1v1, which could be a pretty risky gunfight for the Sledge if he misses it, especially considering he's got 2 angles to watch. So I use my final air jab on the ventilation door. Now, it's very important where I place my air jab here. If I'd placed it on the server door, just to the right, then as soon as the Vigil runs out of server, if he's in there, no one's there to trade him. As well, if I put it on the outside of the ventilation door, he can very easily peek the server door and shoot it off the top of the vents door, meaning that my air jab is absolutely useless. So I put it inside of the ventilation, so that as he swings my door, he'll trigger the trap and he'll get thrown back. So now I know both my friend upstairs is safe, and I know that my ventilation door is safe. So I can pretty safely say that I can jump in, and I can get the plant off by the window. And all my friend has to do is watch the rotation. So I get the plant off very safely, and then I just fall back out of the bomb site. So that's a very well executed clutch situation. I know it was a 2v3 or a 2v2 at the end, but considering we had very little map control at the time, and we had no hard breach to open the hatches, I feel a lot of players would normally just panic and go, oh, what do we do now? We have no way of aggressing onto the bomb site. And there's actually a lot you can do. And if you use your utility smartly, like I did with my air jabs, it gives you as a player a lot more freedom to do whatever you need to do to win the round. So I hope showing that round was helpful. That clip highlights most of the points from this video that I've been talking about. Even though we were in a 2v2 with no hard breacher and no hatches open for us onto site, Sledge and I knew exactly in our heads what our plan was, to get the plant down by the ventilation window. We knew exactly what control and what angles we needed to secure, my friend above opening above the site rotation and myself placing an air jab so my front door was safe. And because we knew everything that we needed to do, neither of us panicked, and in fact we were able to play the round fairly confidently, and we each used our utility well to give ourselves the best possible chance at winning the round. Anyways, that about wraps up today's video. I hope you've learnt a thing or two and enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a thumbs up down below. If you do have any questions from today's video, I do stream every Monday, Wednesday and Friday over on Twitch, so feel free to come on over and drop a follow over there. We also have an awesome Discord filled with people like yourselves, so feel free to join that. Links for everything, as always, are in the description down below. And as always, happy gaming.
Op 4 eliminated.